The DA in Aurora, Colorado, Arapahoe County, that allowed the criminal migrant teenager to get only 2 years probation for taking out the young woman. Amy Padden is her name. She is facing a recall. Part of that recall is coming because she also allowed a registered sex offender. The police call him a registered sex offender. The media in the area go alleged sex offender to walk free after he attempted to kidnap a kid off a playground. No joke. There's video. You're going to see the video. Now, the woman who is responsible for this, Amy Padden, is facing a recall. Now, the woman that's pulling the recall is Aurora Councilwoman at Large Danielle Jurinsky. Now, the media there don't like her. They accused her of making up the story about the Trendaragua folks who were taking over that apartment complex. Uh, yeah, the media there is exceedingly liberal, but she is attempting to recall this woman. And you're going to hear all of this in the two clips that I've got. Well, one clip's going to talk about the recall. The other is going to be one of Amy Padden's, hey, let's let off a criminal scot-free. Um, so let's go. Also, hit like and subscribe if you like this kind of stuff.
Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself.
Charges being dropped against a man accused of kidnapping a child right in front of an elementary school. Just one of many high-profile crimes that has a local councilwoman looking to take down the DA.
Aurora City Councilwoman Danielle Jurinsky is set to launch a recall effort this week aimed at Arapahoe County District Attorney Amy Padden. Fox 31's Nate Belt is joining us live from the newsroom with more on this tonight. Nate?
Hey guys, Jurinsky spoke with Fox News recently to unveil the plans for a recall, saying she had to wait to launch the effort until Padden had been in office for 6 months, that mark coming last week. Now, we did reach out to Padden's office for comment. We heard from them only moments ago. I'll share that with you shortly. But first, Jurinsky says she believes Padden has let too many people off easy in her time as the DA.
She has dismissed cases that absolutely should have been prosecuted. She has given out a lot of probation for felony crimes, misdemeanor crimes, crimes that should have warranted several years in prison.
One of those cases, Jurinsky told Fox News, the recent announcement that all charges against Solomon Galligan would be dropped after he was found incompetent to stand trial. Galligan's charged with attempted kidnapping at Black Forest Hills Elementary School last year.
I don't know how else to put it, but that Amy Padden went shrink shopping to find someone to make sure that they would say that Solomon Galligan was not fit to stand trial.
Jurinsky says the effort began with forming a committee, registering with the Secretary of State, and getting it approved by the county clerk, all of which she says is completed. Next comes what she calls the biggest hurdle yet.
For this recall effort, I need just over 75,000 signatures, and I will have 60 days to accomplish that.
But it's not one she thinks will be a challenge.
I will go door to door. I will do whatever I have to do to ensure that she is recalled.
As I mentioned, DA Padden's office, getting back to us only minutes ago, sent us a lengthy statement saying in part, unfortunately, recent statements made by Councilwoman Jurinsky have misrepresented the work of this office and risk undermining the long-standing productive relationships we've built with both our law enforcement partners and the community. Councilwoman Jurinsky has alleged that under my leadership, this office has refused to prosecute cases that warranted legal action. That claim is simply false. In fact, my office has made multiple good faith attempts attempts to reach out to Councilwoman Jurinski to address the misinformation she's shared. As of today, she has not responded. Despite this, I remain focused on doing the work the people of Arapahoe County elected me to do, ensuring justice is served fairly and consistently, and working collaboratively to keep our communities safe. Now, Jurinski tells me tonight that a press conference is coming very soon regarding the recall effort. As for the Galligan case, the family of one of the victims tells us they have a meeting scheduled with District Attorney Padden for later this week. In the newsroom, Nate Belt, Fox 31.
Nate.
A driver going twice the speed limit in a residential area kills a young woman in Aurora. That driver is unlicensed, uninsured, and undocumented.
On top of that, the victim's parents say he is also unaccountable. The Arapahoe County District Attorney's Office offered him probation, community service, as punishment for taking a life.
Tonight, in a story you'll see only on CBS Colorado, your reporter Sean Boyd talks to that young woman's parents who say the plea deal devalues their daughter's life.
She really spent her life wanting to help people.
John Weaver says his daughter Caitlin was a born caregiver, protective and supportive of siblings and strangers alike. A psychology major, she worked for a suicide hotline before taking a job at a drug rehab center in Aurora. It was there, her dad says, she found her calling in life.
She was really trying to make a difference in their lives every day.
It was after one of those days last July, as she drove home, her boyfriend on speaker, a nearby Ring camera recording. Caitlin Weaver was killed by a Jeep barreling through a residential neighborhood, the speed limit 45. The driver, investigators say, was doing more than 90.
She didn't even see him coming. That's how fast he was going. She was effectively killed instantly.
Michelle and John Weaver removed their daughter from life support 2 days later.
How do you fathom that loss?
She was 24. The suspect, who had kids in the car with him, was 15. He was not only driving illegally, he was in the country illegally.
DA's office said that this would be a no plea deal case, so they were not going to offer anything, any concession.
That changed, he says, when the Arapahoe County District Attorney's Office changed hands a few months later. Under DA Amy Padden, the teen, who faced up to 2 years in youth corrections for vehicular homicide, was offered 2 years probation if he pled guilty.
Why the change? If he had taken a firearm and recklessly just shot it and killed somebody, this would be a different case. They would be pushing it completely different. So there's no deterrence.
No financial liability either, despite nearly $1 million in medical bills. The Jeep was uninsured, and the juvenile's mom says he took it without permission, so she isn't responsible either.
Immigration and the criminal justice system and all these things landed together one day in Aurora, and now I sit here today without a daughter.
An organ donor, Caitlin Weaver, continues to live on in others, while the person who killed her lives free. Investigators say his mom initially planned to move him back to Colombia. He has now filed for asylum.
I hope that he makes something of himself and that he remembers the chance he got. And I hope he doesn't forget her.
Arapahoe County Assistant District Attorney Ryan Brackley says an experienced prosecutor handled the plea deal without any direct involvement by the new administration. And a judge, he notes, upheld the deal after hearing from the family. He says before any plea deal, they consider the impact on the victims and the community, the characteristics of the defendants, such as age, culpability, and level of remorse, and the goals of sentencing, including deterrence, rehabilitating the offender, treating similarly situated offenders equitably, and holding each offender accountable. He says in this case, the negotiated sentence acknowledges the seriousness of this preventable tragedy. In addition to 100 hours community service, the teen is required to attend school and not break any laws. If he does, he goes back to court. Under the plea, his probation is not automatically revoked. Because he's a juvenile, the case is sealed. The Weavers say the defendant never apologized. They say the criminal justice system failed them and their daughter. Sean Boyd, covering Colorado First.
Now, I don't know if Padden is a Soros-sponsored DA. I really don't know. I'm not going to go digging through everything about her, but one of the groups that back her is a group called CERT Action Fund. This is a group that supports criminal aliens. Yep, you heard that right. They've been really strong in shaping the dynamics of Colorado politics. One of the dudes is he worked a campaign to secure wage increases and health care protections for janitors in the midst of COVID pandemic at SEIU Local 105. Now, I've already covered the SEIU and the criminality. But this is the kind of people, the person that leads this deputy director is Gladys Ibarra. She was born in Mexico, immigrated to the U.S. at age 8. Grew up in Colorado. Now, I'm going to say she is probably a legal one because of the way that it's worded. I would hope so if she's in this prominent of a position. But this is the kind of group that backed Padden. So he's willing to help criminal migrants. He's willing to help registered sex offenders. So if you are in Colorado and you want this, okay, fine, you can ignore the recall. But if you don't want somebody who is going to allow people to kidnap children, I mean, seriously, how can you let somebody like that off scot-free? But hey, that's the way things go. Also, if you don't mind, if you're listening to this on YouTube, I have a membership. If you're listening to this on Rumble or Facebook, or even if you're on YouTube, I have a link tree down below. I've got a Patreon. I'm trying to raise money to get better equipment. And it would be, I would very much appreciate it if you help. You would even get a voice in how I'm doing things. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. So, folks, that's the story that I wanted to bring you on this video. And I just wanted to say thank you again for coming by. Well, hit like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff if you don't mind. Help me out. So, y'all have a good day now. Bye.